This lying in bed practice is all supine. You'll be lying on your back and roll over to your belly. You may already know that there's some movements that you should not be doing, so be very attentive to the actions that we're doing. Slow it down if you need to. You'll notice that I'm not doing yoga on a bed because that would be too disruptive for my household. But this total practice you can do on your bed. We'll start with the knees bent, lying down. Close your eyes and just breathe in and breathe out long. See if you can start to increase the in-breath. Have a pause after the in-breath. And take a long exhale breath. In this practice, you'll be breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. As we begin, reach your arms up and over your head. Reach your legs out for a nice full stretch. Walk your hands over to the right side and feel the length on the left side. Now walk your feet over to the right. And as you create this crescent form, breathe in to expand through the left side ribs. Maybe you can inch your fingers a little bit further to the right. Maybe even move your feet a little bit more to the right. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Walk your hands back to the center position. Walk your feet back to center. Now walk your hands over to the left side. Breathe in to expand all the way from the pelvis to your right armpit. Can you feel the length? Walk your feet over to your left side. Keep your breath really full. Just feel how the ribs expand and move more fully away from each other. Walk your hands a little further to the left, your feet a little further to the left. Breathe in, full breath. Imagine that the doorway to opening the right side ribs is by breathing so fully into the right lung. And now walk your hands back and your feet back. Take your right hand just above your left ear. Bend your knees again with your feet about hip distance apart. Just draw your right ear toward your right shoulder. And as you do, just see if you can keep your gaze up toward the ceiling. Now your head is working against the palm of your hand. So you're working to strengthen your neck muscles. And even as you're stretching your left side to the neck, you're resisting. So you're creating strength even in the stretch, an eccentric action. Now release your right hand. Take your left hand just above your right ear. And as your hand works against your head resists. Draw the head of the right arm bone back so that you keep this nice opening in the upper chest.
Breathe in deep and breathe out long. Release your left hand from your head. Pause with your head centered. Keeping your knees bent. Lift your heels up, come to your tiptoes. Take your heels down, lift your toes up. Come to your toes, lift your heels up. Take your heels down, lift your toes up. Toes down, heels up. Heels down, toes up. Again, toes down, heels up. Now zigzag your feet over to the right. You're just heel toeing your feet, your footstep over to your right. Just working on strength of the ankles as you take your heel toe action all the way to the left side. And heel toe your feet back to center. Go to the right side. Heel toe back through center to the left side, just as far as you can manage. Heel toe to the right, last cycle. Heel toe to the left. Come back to the center position, feet hip distance apart. Take your arms in this cactus pose with the elbows roughly at the same height as your shoulders. Now take your hands together as if clapping. Take your elbows back. Now lift your elbows up off the floor. Clap or almost clap. Take your hands back, elbows back. Now lift the elbows first, press the hands back. Take the hands to a prayer position. Reach your hands to the side, elbows touch. Now elbows lift off as the back of the hand presses into the mat. Take the hands back into a prayer position. Reach the hands wide. Take the elbows down. Keep the backs of the hands on the ground as you lift your elbows away and take the hands as if clapping. Now release your hands back into this cactus form. Keeping your knees bent, your feet on the floor, or if that's uncomfortable for you, you can straighten your legs. Take your hands right to your low back with the palms facing your mattress. Now inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, take your head down. Don't take your chin to your chest, but instead lift it straight up and come down. Even if you can just lift your chin just slightly, just allow this movement to help to strengthen your abdominals, strengthen your neck muscles, and just do slow and steady movements, lifting your chin straight up and down, and 3 more. Lift up and down, lift up and down, and lift up and down. Release your hands from your low back. Roll over to your belly. On your belly, just stack your hands and press your forehead into the stacked hands. Because the sound might get messed up, I'm going to keep my head lifted. But if you can take your forehead, that third eye area, to the stacked hand, that will work nicely. Now bend both knees again. On the next in-breath, lift your right knee up and release your right knee down. Lift your left knee up and take it down. Have your toes spread as you lift the right knee up. Toes spread as you lift the left knee up. Lift the right, lift the left, lift the right to really strengthen your glutes. Lift the left. Now let's do 3 repetitions on each side. Lift the right and down, and lift the right and down, lift up and down. Lift the left and down, and lift up and down, and lift up and down. Release your feet down and come to your side. With your right forearm down, with your knees bent, if you have a really soft mattress that you're on, this might be a slightly more challenging than it is on a harder surface. But see if you can lift your pelvis up off the mattress and take it down. Lift up and down. Lift up like a side plank position. Lift up and down, and lift up and down. You can roll to the opposite side. I'll still face the camera as you bend your knees. Keep your knees together, the forearm down. Lift the pelvis up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and down. With your arms to your sides, make fists with your hands as if lifting weights for a nice bicep strengthener. Take the fists up toward your face and imagine that you're resisting as you take the fists back to the floor. Inhale, press your elbows, draw your fists up toward your chest. Exhale, reach your fists back. Now inhale, press your elbows, lift your chest. Exhale, release back. Inhale, press the elbows. See if you can lift the chest. You'll feel the shoulder blades squeezing in toward one another so you get back strength as you also work on this isometric action for the biceps. Lift up the imaginary weights as you lift your chest and release your fists back. One more time, press your elbows down as you bring the imaginary weights toward your chest. Lift the chest high and exhale, release your fists back. Interlace your fingers. Reach your interlaced fingers up toward the ceiling, maybe a slight bend to your elbows. Draw your interlaced fingers over to the right and back, and over to the left and back. Over to the right, come back, over to the left and back. Now take the interlaced fingers over your head, slight bend to the elbows. Reach over your head. Maybe you can tap down and lift up. Reach over your head, tap down, lift up. Reach your interlaced fingers up and over your head, tap down, and lift your interlaced fingers straight up. Now reach your interlaced fingers toward your knees and lift your chin up. Exhale, take your head down and release your hands back. Inhale, take your interlaced fingers toward your knees. Exhale, head down. The chin wants to go toward the chest. See if you can keep your chin lifting high rather than tucking. Take your interlaced fingers toward the knees, lift your chin, and take the interlaced fingers back. One more time, reach the interlaced fingers forward as the chin lifts, and exhale, release. With your toes off the floor and your shins roughly parallel, draw your right toes down to tap the bed and lift the right foot up. Take your left toes down, tap, and up. Change sides, right toes down, up. Left toes down, up. Right toes down, up. Left toes down, up. Take your knees a little further away from your chest. Right toes tap and up. Left toes tap, up. Right toes tap, up. Left toes tap, up. Release your feet to the mattress. Draw to your right side. On your right side, keep your bottom leg bent, your right leg bent, but lift your left leg up. If you can, lift your head up to engage and lengthen the side body more. With the left leg lifted, make circles with the left leg. Make the circle slightly bigger and go the opposite direction. Just feel the engagement of the side body muscles as you do this. Now let's come to the opposite side. Roll over, come to your left side. Either rest your head on your left arm or lift your head slightly. Bottom leg is bent, top leg is straight. Lift your leg up and down. Have the toes nice and engaged. And now make circles with the leg. And just feel the engagement of the side muscles as you do this. Make circles in the opposite direction. And if you can make those circles bigger, it's a little bit more challenging, but engages the muscles so nicely. And now you can release out of that pose. Come to the right side again. On the right side, with your feet together, with the inner feet touching, lift your knee, top knee up. Inner feet touching, top knee lifts. 3 more times. Lift the top leg. Lift the top leg. And again, roll over to your left side. Lift the top knee. Lift up. Lift up. And up. And again, Release with your knees bent, your palms open. Draw your thumbs back. Try to reach them to the floor. Inhale, lift your pelvis up. Exhale, take your pelvis down. Inhale, lift your pelvis up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take it down. Extend your legs. Close your eyes. Take your attention to your breath. Soften your facial muscles. Do any adjustments necessary so that you can lie in this restorative Savasana pose, this resting pose. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Breathe very freely and naturally now.
Thanks for joining me in the practice. Namaste.